Hey guys, what is going on? This is Ip of Rage Quit TV. Gonna be casting a game between MarineKingPrime and Hyun, and this just isn't any game. This is part of the IPL 5 Korean Regionals, which means it's a BO3. So game number one, ZVT on Ohana. And just before this game, I was looking up at SC2 earnings and noticed that Marine King has won over $163,000 playing StarCraft 2, which is absolutely ridiculous. But even more ridiculous, I don't have a word for how absurd this is. MVP has earned over $300,000. Not exactly sure what these players are talking about, partly because I stopped studying Korean in middle of studying, which means I just forgot absolutely everything or most of it. I think that Marine King was saying, how did you do that so fast? And Hyun basically saying, well, I don't know. I guess it was a fluke. Again, not confident on that translation at all, but the only reason I provide it is if I'm wrong, people will correct me. If I don't say anything at all about it, well, people are just going to ignore the fact I'll never know what the players were talking about, and like you, I want to know, so I will risk being wrong at the cost of letting you guys know what it means, because if I'm wrong, I know someone in the community will come off and tell me, hey, you were wrong, this is what it means, because that is what people like to do. They like to correct people. Don't know why. Noni talked about it in a 15-minute video, which was a little bit entertaining. If I can find that, I'll put it in the description. Anyways, we do have Marine King going with a CC first, and Hyun going with a relatively early drone scout, scouting all around. Marine King at 14 supply, 345 minerals. That SV is going to be coming off the line. The drone will see it. And of course, Marine King sees it, so he is going to be sending off his SCV conveniently timed. Soon as he comes out, he is on the way down to protect his brother Jebediah from the one single drone of Hyun. Going to be repairing that. And now we have a game of this SCV repairing the other one and chasing the drone. It is like a game of Duck, Duck, Goose, maybe? I have no idea. But the drone is going to come in, see the barracks placed. Marine King places barracks up here because the command center first did get scouted, which means, well, if an all-in does come, then I need to be able to wall. And he can't wall down here fast enough. But if an all-in comes, he can lift up this command center, go in the main, and has a secondary wall back here. We do have Marine King throwing up his second barracks. Hyun going up on a really fast third base. So he's like, well, you can't put any pressure on me. And this SCV is almost going to die. 1 HP. And the SCV is going to be taking over the building. The drone is just going to be chasing this. This SCV is so close to going down. The drone going to be trying to head him off at the pass. No. Notice he's going into the middle line. Will immediately get repaired. And now the drone's like, well, screw that. Sees that Marine King doesn't have any gas, sees both of these barracks building, so the drone probably going to be leaving the base right now. SCV going to get what he can on that drone, but Marine King going to stabilize. Well, not even stabilize. He's just going to be doing his build. Double orbital because he went command center first right now. Hyun, he is getting gas, and this is really early gas. Generally, you get the gas like at 40 or 45 supply in ZVT nowadays and go up to 4 to 6 queens, because 4 to 6 queens you can defend almost anything that isn't 100% all in. And even then, you can just scout the all in and defend it anyways. A lot of Terran players have been complaining about that, as if you watched the game, you would know. They had a debate, and it was, well, Terrans just cannot really pressure the 4 to 6 queens because they don't know the timings just yet. But the Koreans, they can play greedy and just, well, come out ahead still, because if you have really good macro, doesn't matter if the Zerg player goes up on 70 drones really fast, because you will have 4 bases and you can expand almost as quick as the Zerg. If you want proof of that, watch like Illusion play. He is a foreigner and really darn good at just expanding. Anyways, we do have the speed coming out, and Marine King going up on 5 racks, which leads me to believe that Marine King is going in for an all-in, or this is just some type of weird build that can blindly beat the 4 to 6 queens. I say blindly because Marine King hasn't done any scouting. These 3 Marines went out, took the washdown, and immediately returned back home. And if Marine King is going to go for an all-in, well, chances are, I guess, he's not going to scout. He's just going to be rolling the dice. He is starting the wall with supply depots, and Hyun getting a Baneling's Nest right now. So Hyun going to be doing an all-in of his own. And this is kind of a funny state of the game, or the meta game as it is, because you heard me say you can't really pressure the 4 to 6 queens. So the Terran's best response right now is to play really greedy. Now the Zergs have realized, hey, Terrans are going up on really greedy builds, and we can just punish them by doing Baneling busts again. So you have a lot of Zergs going in for all-ins, and now I guess maybe Terrans are back to all-inning, saying, hey, well, you're going to all-in me, so I'm going to all-in you. And this is really funny. The speed, though, has been shown. So Marine King now knows, even without scouting, there are Zerglings with speed, and that has to like spark fear in Marine King, and he is going to be moving out immediately, saying, "Uh-oh, you're not doing that 4-6 queen build. I have to come out and attack." And we do have the Baneling's Nest done. The Lings did see that. Hyun building 26 Lings now, and probably going to be morphing in a lot of Banelings, using all his gas on Banelings. What's the correct number of Banelings? Hold E until you run out of gas, and that is it. You just can't have enough Banelings right now. Marine King gonna have to do some excellent splitting, sees that there are no queens. Now he knows, yes, you are not going for that. Now sees Banelings and has to get the split, but there's Fiendlings trapping the Marines before they can get splits. There's Banelings doing terrible amounts of damage. You can see Marine King just got completely shut out. TSL.Hyun's all in, just a little bit stronger than Marine King's. I think going all in for Marine King was a mistake. As soon as he saw that, he may have been better off just saying, well, I gotta go and play defensive, because we can go to the drones. Hyun 33 drones, Marine King 26. Marine King did lose 15 SEVs, so he was actually ahead if he could just defend. He is getting double bunkers right here and another command center. This is going to allow him to quickly build a secondary wall if a bust does come. You see him building eBay because eBays, for the price, have the most amount of HP, which is really good when building a quick wall, because it is like as bust-proofed as you can get. We do have 5 Banelings coming in here, and this wall will get busted, but we do have Marine King with his secondary wall here that he is going to be falling back to. Doesn't have a wall up at his main, so those Lings are going to be running by. Marine King gets in this one bunker. Those Lings now, there we go up. Marine King's like, uh-oh, don't have another wall, and these Lings going to be bypassing those bunkers, going up, getting a lot of kills, and behind us we have Hyun building more and more Lings. Marine King losing a lot more SCVs as he does come down here. The Marines here, they do have a lot of Sim City where they can micro around, preventing service here. There we go, stutter stepping along this, preventing those Lings from getting up close to those Marines. Actually, the complete surrounds. Marine King actually not building anything right now. A little bit of a mistake getting the secondary wall up. And now those Lings going to be working on those barracks, but more Marines are going to come. This is enough to clean up this amount of Speedlings. But again, you have Hyun still continuing this all in, morphing in 18 Banelings. Again, when you run out of gas, that is enough Banelings, because you can never have enough. Marine King does have this second wall up, but not enough Marines. And if he doesn't complete this second wall up, this could actually now work against him. That's a lot more Banelings. Last time there were only like 5 Banelings. This is a lot. And if Hyun goes right here, he can blow up both of those bunkers at the same time, and then those Marines will not be able to hold. We have those Banelings going, and yes, those Marines do get out, and he had actually attacked those no, he didn't. But we do have the Lings, and going to be killing off these Marines. Banelings going in the mineral line. Marine King still at 3 orbitals, so if he can manage to hold this off, get the wall off, and just stabilize, he is going to be in okay shape. But stabilize is almost impossible for him to do right now. Lings going everywhere. SCVs on repair, trying to stop themselves from dying. More Lings running off into the main. 34 supply to 76. And Lings have killed 39 SCVs right now. It is 12 to 43. Hyun almost 4 times the SCVs. And I don't care how many mules you have. It doesn't look like it's going to be enough. Hyun actually holds E, runs out of Lings instead of gas. And that kind of funny. We do have the GG there from Marine King. So, yeah. I guess that was an entertaining game. Sorry it wasn't like a macro game. I know you guys enjoy macro, but it is a BO3, and Marine King, as Idjo would say, does a lot of random builds, and a lot of those tend to be kind of pressure/macro oriented. He doesn't really do all-ins all that much, opening up this game saying, well, I'm assuming you're just going to do that 4-6 queen build, so I'm going to be all-inning you. And Hyun saying, I'm assuming you're just going to be playing really greedy, so I'm going to all-in you. And then that game kind of came off to whoever attacked first would lose, in my mind. Because Marine King, he kind of knew that those Lings had speed that early. And seeing a Zerg player nowadays get speed that early, at least at this level, generally means they're going to be putting on a lot of aggression. So Marine King was just hoping he could get a split off, make those Banelings less effective, and hit some sort of timing. But he just could not. And again, if he scouted, he probably would have seen that coming and not done that and just played safely. Because let's go just before Marine King loses all those SCVs. We'll go before he moves out. So I think that was around 7 minutes he moved out. A little more, a little after. Oh, it was right around 7. So I still know when people pull SCVs, as the Nama train would proclaim. But anyways, before this, it's actually even. We have 35 SCVs versus 37 drones, and Hyun sees this. So looking at the production, that's 26 lings. Now, no matter what, Hyun pretty much has to go all in. You don't really build 26 lings this early in the game and then play macro. So if Marine King ended up pulling back right now, we'll look at Hyun's vision. When would he have seen that? Would it be before or after he morphs in those Banelings? Okay, so he would have seen it. He has that one watchtower. So if the Marines didn't come, then he would have probably not morphed in the Banelings and tried to recover. Most likely he would have tried a Baneling bust because that's what his plan was all along, is to go Baneling bust. So, but then again, he saw Marine King with those 5 barracks. So maybe I was wrong saying if Marine King didn't attack, he'd just be ahead because he did prepare an all-in of his own. But as soon as he gets Stim, this is like infinitely more scary because he can now split his units like he's used to. So, really weird game. I think it really came down to whoever attacked first would lose because both all-ins were clashing, and whoever defended had the defender's advantage. Hope that explains it. Anyways, we will be hopping up into game number 2. Hopefully all 3 are not this cheesy. Anyways, see you soon.